Pho or pho is a delicious noodle soup that originated in the early 20th century in northern Vietnam. Besides it being one of my favourite dishes in the world, it is also great for curing hangovers. Hot, spicy, salty, packed with flavour and nutrients, it'll kick you back on your feet in no time. First, we'll be getting the stock going. Although you can find pho stock cubes in Asian supermarkets, today we'll be making everything from scratch. First, we'll toast our spices. 4 star anise, 1 teaspoon of cloves, 1 cinnamon stick, 1 black cardamom pod. This smells smoky as it is dried over an open flame. 1 flat tablespoon of fennel seeds, 1 flat tablespoon of coriander seeds. Toast these spices on a low heat for about 3 minutes. Don't let them burn or you'll have to start over. Your kitchen will start smelling like something awesome is going to happen. Peel and chop 2 thumb-sized pieces of ginger and 2 medium-sized onions into chunks and whack them under the grill for about a quarter of an hour or until charred. Although pho is often made with beef bones, today we're making it with oxtail as it is the best cut for beef stock. We're going to brown the oxtail in a smoking hot pan. Once the meat is nice and brown, transfer it to a large pot. Add the toasted spices and the charred ginger and onion. Add 2 kettles of hot water to the pot and bring it to a simmer. Now we're going to add a thumb-sized piece of rock sugar, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, a tablespoon of salt. Let this simmer on a low flame for 4 to 6 hours. While it simmers, skim off any froth or fat that may surface. When you're about 30 minutes away from your stock being ready, it's time to get cracking. Start by putting your rice noodles to soak in cold water. The shopkeeper at my local Asian store tells me this will stop them from sticking. Slice the green bits of a bunch of spring onions at an angle and pop them into a bowl. Get a large wad of coriander, aka cilantro, and chop it up. De-seed the chillies with a teaspoon, like so. The strands that keep the seeds in place are the hottest part of the chilli. Unless you really like it spicy, you'd better get rid of that. Traditionally, people eat this with Thai basil, which I cannot find anywhere. Some people also add mint, but that just doesn't sound right to me. Slice a lime into wedges and lay them out. Pop some green sprouts on a plate. Dish out some oyster sauce and some chilli sauce, also known as rooster sauce. This bottle has a duck on it. Now boil these noodles in plenty of salty, bubbling water for as long as it says on the packet. Use your tongs to fish out the chunks of oxtail and pass the stock through a sieve. You can pick the meat off the bone and add that as well, but today we're trying to impress, so we're going to pass on the oxtail meat. Add some water to the boiled down stock and some salt to taste. I asked the butcher to cut his cheapest steak super thin as carpaccio. Do not ask him for carpaccio or he'll charge you an arm and a leg. Put some noodles in a bowl. Lay some of your wafer-thin steak on top of your noodles. Make sure your stock is boiling ferociously. Ladle some stock onto the beef strips. As you can see, the stock will gently poach the beef. Now for the fun part, go nuts with the garnishing. You can really customize your bowl any way you want. The spring onion, the coriander. I'm not a fan of the old bean sprouts, so I just let them be. Some lime juice. The fresh veg and lime will give it freshness. Add some chili sauce and some minced chilli for the heat. The oyster sauce will give it some extra saltiness, sweetness and umami. Look at this dish, an absolute winner. It'll make pot noodle blush any day. You can find a list of ingredients below. All comments, questions, suggestions are welcome.